Hello everybody, before the series begins, I feel like a big disclaimer is in order. First things first, bit of backstory. Over the last couple of years, one of the many TV shows, and along with it, fan bases I've become acquainted with, is the cartoon Total Drama. One such fan was a YouTuber called SuperFlippers76 who, about a decade ago, started making CinemaSins-esque style videos on Total Drama Island, which if you don't know, essentially involves nitpicking a story to such an absurd degree, it's quite obvious from just watching it that it's meant to be more satirical than serious. And as much as I was enjoying the series, that made it all the more upsetting when I realised he stopped after episode 7. That, on top of my passion for the series, wanting to develop my content creation skills, and a desire to interact with others of similar interests, gave me the idea to continue his series. Now, I contemplated starting after episode 8, but aside from how structurally incohesive that felt to me, it was only after I rewatched his videos when I realised the sheer volume of points he didn't cover that were on my mind. Hence why I decided to put my own take on episodes 1 through 7. But because I'm doing my own takes on a video idea that already exists, I just wanted to get across that I'm not trying to treat his idea like my own or devalue the time and effort he put into his own videos. I'm just trying to put my own spin on ideas that I think have so much potential. So yeah, if you haven't already, do me a solid and go watch his videos first. Other content creators I want to shout out are CinemaSins/TVSins, both of whom do this kind of stuff to an even more satirical degree. For tons of movies and episodes of TV, regardless of genre, release date, viewership, reception, etc. Oh, while we're at it, I also want to recommend Little Shy FIM, who as of right now, has done this video style for over 200 episodes of My Little Pony. These three channels make a lot of great stuff and are defo worth checking out. And one more thing before I wrap this up. None of my videos are made with the intention of encouraging hate and or toxicity. If anything, as someone who's a part of quite a few fan bases with a handful of I felt like another long-term plus of this series could be how, at its core, it alludes to how complex/grey of an area the topic of criticism is. Sure, if you oversimplify it, the fact that I'm nitpicking in the first place may elicit some bad first impressions, but how I intend to use said nitpicks is just as much of a determining factor than, well, the points themselves. Anyways, with all that out of the way, hope you guys enjoy.
Yo! 22 campers have signed up to spend 8 weeks right here at this crummy old summer camp. Every 3 days.
One elimination every 3 days is actually quite inefficient. I mean, most challenges we come across later on only seem to happen in 1 day, so what's the point of all this extra time? Do the campers just sit around and do nothing? I find it quite ironic that Chris complains about budget later on, yet has the campers doing what exactly? Also, this means the season would last at least 9 weeks if Chris isn't including non-elimination episodes, as one camper leaving every 3 days would take the season to 63 days minimum. That's not 8 weeks.
Their fate will be decided here at the dramatic campfire ceremonies where each week
Chris contradicts his eliminations being every 3 days statement less than 20 seconds later. So is it every 3 days or every week?
they'll have to battle black flies, grizzly bears, disgusting camp food.
A chef can give his camp food life. 1. How? 2. Why does nobody address this later on? 3. Why is Chris not at all concerned that feeding living food to a bunch of 16-year-olds would hurt his reputation in any way? And 4. How does the live food not cause any health problems for the campers later on? Judging from the facial hair, it must contain at least a little bit of testosterone, right? And since high levels of testosterone from external sources can lead to acne, mood swings, and other symptoms, you'd think at least one of the campers would suffer from these. This moving camera doesn't startle these birds. Also, not really the most effective use of a camera. I mean, the bird would need to sit at just the right spot, at just the right angle. Lashana, the person who goes on to hate Heather the most alongside Gwen, is baby fighting her? I mean, even before she legit hated her, in the following episode, she grabs her before aggressively throwing her down 1,000 feet without hesitation, just for the sake of a challenge. So her only baby fighting the person she hates most feels uncharacteristically non-aggressive of her. Why does every contestant arrive individually? Wouldn't it be far more cost and time effective if they all came on the same boat?
Thanks. Hey, Gwen.
Gwen's boat is heard leaving here, but is then shown to have only just left the dock nearly 30 seconds later. Off-screen driver swiftly chucks Jeff's bag out of the boat.
Why?
Not too shabby.
In season 6, Chris mentions he's 30, but even before then, I figured he was around his mid to late 20s. Lindsay is 16. Not the smartest nor morally sound move, Chris. Jeff disappears. DJ's left eye is closer to his nose than his right.
I'm calling my parents. You cannot make me stay here.
Girl, you're in somewhere Muskoka. Good luck with that. Lashana's luggage is on the deck here, even though she hasn't arrived yet. Tyler launches into the bags head on, yet somehow none of them are shot off the deck. And despite the direction of Tyler's velocity, one bag ends up flying in the air.
Contestant number 9.
Trent is the 10th player to arrive, not the 9th. The handprint on Trent's shirt switches sides.
What's up?
Dang! Watch the board, man!
Harold, Chris literally just referred to Bridget as a chick, without being corrected. Bridget hit the left side of Chris's head, but now he's rubbing his right. Lashana's earrings are layered in front of her ears. I don't think that's how earrings work, not that I'm any expert though. Where exactly is Harold standing right now? Half of Lashana's eyebrow levitates above her head. Zeke is one of, if not the one contestant who's arrived without any belongings, and is the first one to be eliminated next episode.
How convenient.
Where exactly is Cody standing right now? Sadie sure recovered super quickly from fainting about 10 seconds ago. Justin passes Katie and Sadie before replying to Owen, but as he talks in the next shot, he's passing them again.
Hi! Hi!
Izzy's neck stretches out to a physically impossible position that she just walks off less than 20 seconds later. Izzy's bracelet is now on her right arm. Trent's collar is now gone. Noah's arm has 2 elbows. Huh, no wonder sports ain't his forte. Where exactly are Duncan and Tyler standing? Izzy's sarong is dark green when earlier it was light green. Eva's wearing her swimsuit even though she just had her regular outfit on when she arrived. Duncan now has 1 earring, even though in almost every previous shot with him, he had 2. And now his left nose piercing is gone. Izzy is not with the killer bass here, almost like she knew who she'd really be fighting alongside. Owen seemed to be much taller than Gwen, yet up to about the same height in the confessional. Just because later episodes repeat this, I'll add 20 to account for the rest of the season. Whose bright idea was it to put a burning stove in a log cabin? Heather wasn't shown to have any luggage on arrival, yet now she has 2 suitcases. Cody was just launched about 20 meters in the space of about 1.4 seconds. This means that Gwen threw him at 14.29 meters per second. To give you guys an idea, 16 to 7-year-old pitchers can throw up to 24.59 meters per second, and that's with a ton of experience and effort on an object that's not even 10% of Cody's weight. So 1 bone for Gwen doing this at all, let alone with ease. And another for being so unhurt, he doesn't even exclaim a mere ouch.
Is there a chaperone of any kind in this facility? You're all 16 years old as a counselor in training at a regular summer camp.
Yeah, but even counselors or anyone in training are supervised by the adults who are training them. They're still teenagers. So DJ's logic was as follows. I'm scared of the cockroach, so how about I jump into the same enclosed space as the cockroach? Duncan just having an axe despite no prior knowledge of this dilemma indicates he just stumbled upon it within the last 10 seconds. I highly doubt Chris would get away with nor want to leave dangerous weapons like that in areas accessible to a bunch of teenagers. DJ's D on his shirt is the wrong way round. Where's Courtney, Jeff, Bridget, Katie, Sadie and Izzy? No way a hat this tiny stays as still as it does when Chef moves his head like that. You can hear cutlery hitting plates, yet it seems nobody is even moving. Katie and Sadie are sitting with the wrong teams. Duncan has an extra piercing on his head. Teaser for next episode spoils Owen actually diving, and since he obviously wasn't going to die, it kinda takes away the suspense it was trying to build up.
Oh,